memento of what will hopefully be the heaviest backpack of the trip. Hiking in towards Piedra del Fraile in a beautiful winter wonderland. I'm still out on day one of my first trip into the mountains on this winter season in Patagonia, hiking up the Electrico Valley with a debilitatingly heavy pack. Yay! It is pretty cold and pretty moldy, but being able to be in this big giant space, out of the snow, out of the wind, is very deluxe. Based on the forecast and the visibility when I woke up this morning, I decided it wasn't good enough and I should bail, just say I made a good mission, caching gear at the hut, and head out. Now that I'm finally about to head out, it's the best visibility that there's been since I got up here by a large margin. Where? Now is there a red light or something?
No, it's working.
I guess this is probably still recording all these boludeces.
Hey!
Okay. GoPro stop video.
You gotta talk dirty here, dude.
I am hiking in towards Passo Marconi on the Marconi Glacier here for what might be an actual real deal attempt on the Ragni. There's a lot of fresh snow, which is making it pretty slow going here, and the weather's still not exactly that good, but the forecast does look pretty promising. We'll see how it goes. Marconi Norte, and looking out across the ice cap where I'll hopefully head tomorrow. This is my third time of this trip coming up to the hut. The first two times have just been hauling gear, and I really hope that this time I'll actually go climbing. Time will tell. Oh man, I fucked up. I really fucked up my stove. I hope it's still usable. Well, it's now the leaning tower of Jetboil, but it seems to still work. So hopefully it won't be a major issue in the coming bivvies. It was a very cold night, so of course that kind of makes everything slower dealing with stuff. Kind of like a Denali trip. This is like a Denali trip also. I've got a super heavy pack here, maybe 35 kilos. Hopefully, dragging it on this little sled that Juan lent me will work well and make it relatively chill. It has been 2 long days of hard exercise getting to where I am now, hauling a lot of weight with me. I slept last night here, a little ways up Filo Roso. Fuck. I think it's quite fair to say that I made a route finding error coming this way, especially free solo without really much gear to change that. I do feel pretty stupid now. That was fucking stupid. Well, that was pretty stupid. I'm climbing up just the one teeny little bit of technical climbing on Filo Roso, which is basically still the approach to the Rodney route. And I at least had the good sense to hang my pack down there, but I thought it looked easy to continue free soloing, and that's what I more or less did, but it was definitely harder than I wanted to be free soloing at this moment. And because it was harder, I had to climb really slowly, really carefully, like clipping myself to a couple screws, etc. So it probably would have even been faster just to set up a belay and actually rope solo. So that was kind of dumb, but at least it's over now. I am getting pretty close to the little basin below the Col of Hope at the top of the Filo Roso. It is definitely very hard work here. These slopes seem to get very little sun in winter, and the snow is very wintry and powdery and deep. I have to admit that at the moment I feel a little bit overwhelmed and pessimistic about accomplishing my main goal. But nonetheless, it is hard to not appreciate these surroundings, which are pretty fucking spectacular. I am at the top of Filo Roso, digging a snow cave, and I'm less and less confident that digging a snow cave was the right decision. I've already invested 3.5 hours into it though, so I'll probably follow through and finish the job. I literally spent the last 6 hours digging a snow cave, and maybe I'll regret this decision also, but I'm right now abandoning that cave to start a new one right here. I did finally finish snow cave digging after 13.5 fucking hours, which seems pretty crazy. I feel like succeeding in hard alpine climbing is usually more about making smart decisions than it is about actually being physically capable. And in this case, I feel like I haven't really been acing the decision making and strategy and all that. So far it's been not so much of a climbing expedition, but definitely an extreme winter camping expedition. Unfortunately, last night while I was digging this cave, it was the middle of the night, so it was totally dark outside. And I didn't really tell that I was getting so close to the surface. And I realized this morning that not only is my cave extremely thin here in general, but I even have snow coming in through a little hole there. A bit of snow coming in is a bummer, not a big deal. But if having such a thin ceiling means the cave collapses, that obviously would be a huge bummer, especially if I leave all my gear cached in here and then have the cave collapse in the meantime. Theoretically, in less than 12 hours, I'm going to start hiking into the mountains for my winter solo attempt on Cerro Torre, but it is dumping, and it has been for a little while, and it's a little bit hard to believe at the moment that tomorrow morning is really the right moment to start on such an adventure. Still working my way up to Passo Marconi here. Taking a little break, enjoying the view. I've just arrived to the hut that is near Passo Marconi. Cerro Falsoilse there, Cora Blanca there. I'm somewhat tired myself here, and a pretty gorgeous view of the Chaltén Massif over there. It was a decently long day getting up here, and my pack was fairly heavy, even though I already have so much of my equipment carried up. I still was bringing a sleeping bag, a stove, 2 canisters of fuel, and about like 6.5 or 7 days worth of food, which is the heaviest thing. So I'm kind of tired, but all things considered, not too bad. Tomorrow I have a very big day trying to go from here to the top of Filo Roso in one push. Unfortunately, the snow is again fairly soft, so every step is kind of slow, compressing the snow under my skis. I am back in the Circo de las Altares after a lot of flat, monotonous skiing. I am partway up Filo Roso, basically nearly to the top of what you can do skinning, and I cached my harness, helmet, axes, and stuff here. So I'm going to dig that out. It'll probably take a while because there was a kind of surprisingly large amount of snow accumulation here. Just as the forecast predicted, it is lightly snowing. Hopefully it won't get heavy at any point. So much for it only snowing lightly. It's been coming down pretty heavy for a while now. I got the gear that I cached back there, and now I am at the Strand, leaving the skins, poles here, switching to crampons and axes, and I hope it doesn't snow this heavily for a long time. It is only snowing harder and harder and harder. That is a bummer. I made it up the technical part of Filo Roso. It's still snowing super hard, and the spindrift down there was actually pretty freaking intense. More importantly, this next section is the section that really makes me worried from an avalanche perspective. And I don't know, in the last hour, another 4 centimeters has already accumulated or so, maybe more, and that doesn't really help. Well, I have only come about, I don't know, 20 vertical meters so far, maybe 30. It's still snowing super hard. I am breaking trail up to my waist, and the consistency of the snow doesn't really inspire a ton of confidence. It's actually way more than waist deep. This is pretty fucked. If it doesn't get better, it would probably be stupid not to bail. Well, the snowfall is finally abating. You can see Cerro Rincon poking out there. That section of trail breaking down there was pretty fucked up. Last time I went to the right here, kind of hugging the rocks, and maybe that's what I should do again. But it did require crossing a pretty big open slope up higher, so maybe it's worth poking around to the left here as well. All of this technically is pretty easy. I just really don't want to trigger an avalanche. I still had to cross this big open slope here, and it was like waist deep trail breaking all the way across there, which was of course a fuckload of work and effort and everything. But honestly, that was very minor concern compared to the avalanche risk. And obviously I took a conscious risk there. Of course, nothing happened, thankfully. And from here up to my bivvy, I can follow this faint ridge, so it should be way safer. And I'm basically through the worst of it. It went from being waist deep back to thigh plus for a ways here, which has been incredibly slow and tiring. But anyways, I'm happy to be on a faint ridge and be a little bit less scared about Avi hazard. And between the exhaustion and the anxiety about avalanches, I have a little bit of mental capacity left to appreciate the fact that the scenery is outrageous at the moment. Very, very pretty and very, very tiring. Pretty frickin' gorgeous. I finally made it to the top of Filo Roso. From the Passo Marconi hut to here took 11 hours of hard exercise, and I am definitely not going to be very fresh tomorrow, assuming the weather's good enough to start up the route proper tomorrow. But I'm glad that I at least made it here. The entrance of my snow cave is there. It is crazy how much snow has accumulated up here since I left, and it is super deep, and the entrance is long obscured. I'm glad I took a photo of exactly where it was. It took me a solid 40 minutes to finally find my snow cave with some serious inner Bergschrund spelunking. And as I feared might be the case, the ceiling has like super collapsed. To add to my list of troubles today, while freeing my tent from the collapsed snow cave roof, one of the poles broke. It punctured the fabric, of course, which is probably not the biggest deal because I've got some repair tape that'll hopefully work. But repairing the pole will be tricky for sure. It is 10:50 on September, must be 17, I think. And I'm only finally now ready to go and head up on the actual route. Looking up at Col de l'Esperanza, where I'm headed. I have hardly gone anywhere. You can see my snow cave down there, and I'm already taking a little break. My pack is brutally heavy. I feel confident that this is the heaviest pack I've ever brought on any climb in my life. And combined with the still knee to thigh deep trail breaking, it is extremely slow, hard going.
so unresolved, so unredeemed. If I remain, how will I know? 'Cause it's been so long that I can't be sure. And it's been so wrong right now, so wrong.
Here I am, near the base of the Elmo. I have set up my bivvy. It is nearly 7 p.m. I was really hoping to get my bivvy set up earlier to catch some sun inside the tent to hopefully help my sleeping bag dry out a bit. It's super frozen, but at this point in the day, the sun is pretty low in the sky, and that's not really happening. Yeah, I don't know. It all feels pretty intimidating. Psychologically, being way the fuck out here by myself in winter definitely feels intense. Feels kind of psychologically exhausting. Yeah, and I have a lot of climbing to do, all the harder climbing, and it's fucking cold, and I'm pretty tired, and everything's really heavy. But I will not be so ridiculous as to complain about the view, because it is, I don't know what the right word is, but it's fucking unreal. My tent pole has its splint, and that seems to be working. It is Monday, September 18. It is a gorgeous day. The only problem is that it is cold as fuck. I really kind of wish I were on an east face instead of a west face, because that sun would be helping a lot. But here it is just cold, cold, cold. Finally, all packed up. When it's this cold, it takes so long to do everything. And I'm finally about to head out climbing. And just like yesterday, it's a little past 10:50, so hardly an early start. First task of the day is to get up the Elmo, which doesn't look that easy. I only just got to more or less the top of the Elmo, although unfortunately where I topped out here, I still have some real climbing to get onto the easier terrain above the Elmo. Hard to know if I took the best line or not. In any case, sometimes the Elmo is a relatively quick, chill pitch, and it was anything but that. It took probably like an hour and 20 minutes to lead it, and it felt pretty exhausting. And yeah, I don't know. So many things about this climb are really not coming easily. And I'm constantly wondering if I should be bailing. So at some point while I was climbing the Elmo, the stupid fucking GoPro and its stupid fucking adhesive mount fell off and it fell down. There's a decent chance that it might have stopped in this low angle area just down here. So I'll take a quick poke around. It is 3:50 p.m. on Monday, September 18. I just finished setting up my bivvy. I obviously stopped quite early. I'm only on top of the Elmo. I only did 2 pitches today, and I'm probably only 70 or 80 meters above last night's bivvy, which on one hand feels a little bit pathetic, but for one, I really, really want to have a little bit of time with my tent set up with sun on it for once, and this is that time now. So if I'm lucky, my sleeping bag will dry out a bit and I won't be as freezing cold tonight as I was last night. And the other reason is just that I am exhausted, both physically, like muscles and whatnot, and also sleep-wise, just because none of the bivvies have been very good. It's been really cold every night. Well, I am going to bail. I was already on the fence for many reasons, especially how cold it is, but the wind picked up during the night and it's not crazy strong, but for being here in like minus 20 to minus 25 C, it's too much wind, and I think it's going to be way too hard to do every little tiny thing. So that's that, and down I go after the usual very long process of taking the bivvy apart when it's so cold. I am not really second guessing my decision to go down. I just wrapped back down the Elmo, and look what I found here. Mr. GoPro. Yesterday I had no chance of finding it, but the wind during the night has blown a lot of the snow away, so now it's visible. Well, I guess that's one little advantage of it getting windy. At least I climbed one mountain on this trip. I'm on the summit of Aguadumbo. There's the Marconi Peaks quite close by. Down in the Marconi Valley, Cerro Torre and Rosario. And here's the main meat of the Choltan Massif. It was technically a very easy climb, but felt pretty tiring after everything else I've already done. So yeah, that'll probably be the one summit of the trip. Anyways, I'm glad that I made the detour. It's nice to climb a mountain, and especially one that I've never climbed before.